I know.
It's like, what, 30 minutes west of Fresno?
Everything's good now.
Yeah.
I say one thing. I'm way too. How was that?
Yeah.
Because so much things you want if you did a tripod on you to take out the crowd at the airport.
Oh, that's kind of loud. All right, I kind of forgot Joel just left, so I guess I'll take over. If we can have the cast and crew, whoever's here for a Lambfeed, come on up to the stage.
Get away. You went that away.
All right, does it sound better? All right. Thank you very much. So, how did everybody like Lambfeed? Everybody feels very nice. All right, well, I would like to introduce everybody, but I will let the director handle that. And here is the viol, Michael Rodriguez. Thank you.
What happened to the lights?
I do hope you did feel dirty. That's what the intent was. Here we got Melanie Robel here. His fiance. And the other one here, Meghan Chadeayne. Playing Lana. And the legendary Arch Hall Jr. playing Carl.
Lights! Yay! Wow, new invention.
Hold hands and give a bow. You guys. Well, I'm going to hand it over to the actors. They can talk about, their motivation and everything. If you have a question, I'm going to sit here at the bottom step and just listen.
We'll have Arch start first since he's the icon.
Well, I don't know about icon, but Michael Rodriguez called me months ago and said that he might be interested in, or asked me if I was interested in a project of his, and I listened to him. Actually, we talked for about 2 hours on the phone, and I said, yeah, something about Michael that just clicked with me. I might have said no to somebody else, but he reminded me a lot of my dad, actually, in all honesty, and some other filmmakers. One came to mind was Ray Dennis Steckler. If anybody remembers the great Ray Dennis Steckler, yeah. May he rest in peace. But anyway, I said, yeah, I'm in. So anyhow, I got hooked up in the project, and it was quite strange. And Michael was very open and letting me work, even as a subordinate, small character part. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Meghan and let her explain a little bit about what she added to it. My role was rather small, but it was fun, and it was fun to be a part of something again after about 50 years of not being around anybody. So anyway, Meghan.
Thank you, Arch. Actually, he was a very phenomenal part of the Wicker family, so don't let him fool you. I played Lana Wicker, and she was kind of a mashup of a little bit of Bellatrix Lestrange, if you've ever seen Harry Potter. So so I'm a huge nerd. And Baby Firefly, so I know you kind of picked up a little bit of a family theme there. I got in contact with Michael, I guess, right on the tail end of Naked Zombie Girl. We kind of wanted to work together, and he threw me the role, and I was all in. I wanted to do something dark and kind of a little bit more horror themed than Naked Zombie Girl. So it worked out well, and we had a blast, and I've never been on a set that was so just in tune with each other and very just in sync. All of us got along, we were all so in character, and it was great. It was a great experience, and I'm very happy I did it. And I'm gonna give it to Melanie now.
I connected with Michael because he was in pre-production for a movie called The Fallen One. One of my acting heroes was in there, and I emailed the wrong guy, and I said, why am I not in this? And he was like, well, you need to contact Michael. And I do not advise this for anybody. And I said, Michael, and I said, Michael, why the F am I not in this movie? I don't want to say, you're not going to say no. I need to be in this. Please, Melanie Robel, and I sent him my resume, my headshot, and my reel. And we've known each other about like, what, 4 years now? 4 to 5 years? So Michael, you know me, said, hey, thanks for being patient and being professional. I'm going to offer you the part for the fiance. And I was like, well, okay. And then the more and more I thought about it, I was like kind of having doubts because some people who are familiar, I'm more androgynous and more butch. And I was like, this is the first time I get feminine. And I was like, I know. So that's how it came to be. And I like to thank Michael because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have gotten nominated for Best Supporting Actress. So I'm really, really grateful for being a part of this. It was so much fun, and I wish I could have seen you guys in action. So, is there any questions? Or Michael, did you want to say something?
What was your inspiration for that last shot?
Well, okay, this is a funny story. Alright, so it was actually this man idea, actually right here. And he was so scared to email me about it. And Michael finally told me, he was like, I have to ask you something. And I was like, oh God, we have to kiss through church. I don't want to, man. Please no. And Michael's like, oh no. And Michael was like, well, I wanted you to bugger off on film. And I was like, no big deal. I did that for a movie called Girl Scout Cookies and some others. And I was just like, okay, whatever. And then he was like, but you're going to use a wanker. And I was just like, okay, that's different. I don't know how it's going to work, but that's different. So thankfully, so we had to go and get like a little wanker. And I was like, about to go into their villa. And I don't like diving, so my mom knew. And I was just like, I can't do this. They know who I am. And they all think I do like jailbait pornography. And I just can't go in there and do this. Can you please do this, Mom? So Mom's like, okay, I'll be happy to. And I was like, I'll clean the kitty litter and I'll tear up the carpet. Thank you so much. And she goes in there and she's like, my daughter's 5'6", weighs 159. Something that's realistic. And the guy was like, can I interest your daughter into this like Hello Kitty Swarovski crystal butt plug? And my mom's like, poor kitty.
Sorry to make you blush, Mom.
I think I accidentally, can you guys hear me? Because I think I accidentally turned this off. Okay, good. So then, like when we were shooting it, and I was like, well, how do we block this? And Mike was like, well, I think this works. And I'm like, if you have any doubts, you better call Arch. They'll be.
We had a conference call during
It was an idea that was a little bit twisted. It's sort of like Charles Manson meets the Crying Game, you know. And
I think our battery is dead, so maybe it's a good one. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun to be here and to see the cut.
I think it was great for having an opportunity to work with who I think is an up-and-coming director and writer is Michael S. Rodriguez, sitting right over in front of us here. So, anyway, Michael, over to you.
Give me like 5 seconds, real quick.
Bottoms up, baby.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. You know, I know there's a lot of people in the audience that got kind of a mixed reaction and everything, but that's the intent of what I did. I like a lot of people now. I don't go to movies. I don't go to see Transformers. I don't go to see, you know, the newest things. You know, I keep up on things. I keep the pulse, you know, finger on the pulse. But I wanted to bring something back, and that's the reaction, the experience of a movie. You know, nowadays we go and sit and watch a movie, but I want you to be moved by the movie. Whether it's a bad experience, whether, you know, you took something that, you know, you said, you know, what the fuck was that, you know, that's fun.
Anyways, win, lose, or draw, you can hopefully experience the Michael S. Rodriguez experience. I want to thank,
Yeah, win, lose, or draw, you went home with, you know,
anyways, I want to thank how the past people are going to be my friends for life. I love them. I got a lot of stuff coming out. I'm even going to be in a movie next year, so thank you very much. I love you guys.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to put on Chomp real quick while we get batteries replaced, and then we'll have another Q&A after that, an intermission, and then we'll have the feature film with I Die Delta Pop. Okay, the bar.
I don't have a problem with that at all. Unfortunately, I'm a whole lot prejudiced. Okay?